Picture this. You're walking alone through a forest at night. The air is still. No distant traffic, just silence. You stop. And you call out once. Loud.
Hello?
Nothing. You try again. Louder.
Hello?
Still nothing. And suddenly the question stops sounding like a forest and starts sounding like the universe. What if this silence isn't absence, but a rule? Because for more than 100 years, we've been doing something deeply human. We've been shouting into space. Radio, radar, television, a growing bubble of noise expanding at the speed of light. Like a child whistling in the dark to feel less afraid. Except on a cosmic scale, it might work the other way around. Whistling in the dark isn't comforting, it's revealing. If there's anyone out there, older than us, more advanced than us, they may have heard our first signals a long time ago, and still, nobody answers. Not even a single hello?
And that's where the Fermi Paradox begins. If the universe is this vast, where is everyone? Could silence be a survival strategy? Because in the end, humanity has a choice. Do we say hello, or is that the dumbest sound we could possibly make?
The silence. Okay, let's get this straight. The setup is simple. An ancient universe, a galaxy full of stars, and behind many of them, worlds. If life is, at its core, chemistry, then the odds aren't zero. And if that's true, then silence isn't neutral. Silence is a clue. Imagine the Milky Way as a city with hundreds of billions of apartments, and not a single light on. That's the problem. Because this galaxy isn't young. It's billions of years old. And even if intelligent life is rare, rare isn't never. If even one civilization long ago had started spreading, we should see evidence. Not spaceships parked in our backyard, but traces. Unusual energy use, enormous engineering, or at the very least, an echo. But nothing comes back. That's the Fermi Paradox. Not because it gives us an answer, but because it refuses to let the question go.
This silence shouldn't exist.
Right.
Not in a universe this old,
Right.
not in a galaxy this large,
Right.
which means it isn't random, it demands an explanation.
There are 4 explanations for this silence. None of them is comforting. And in the end, this isn't about right or wrong. It's about what we do with the uncertainty. Do we transmit or do we stay quiet?
The rarity problem. Maybe we're not late. Maybe we're rare. Not because we're special, but because getting from dead rock to thinking mind might be insanely difficult. Like a combination lock with too many dials. Not 1, 10. Between alive and intelligent are steps we tend to underestimate. A planet has to stay stable for a long time. Life has to begin, then become complex. Cells have to cooperate. Evolution has to stumble into the right accidents again and again, until, eventually, language, technology, culture. Chemistry is everywhere. But chemistry doesn't automatically become life. And life doesn't automatically become a mind that looks up and asks, what's out there? If that's the truth, then the silence isn't a warning. It's just emptiness. But then a harder question follows. If it's that rare, why us?
And worse,
Why don't we see even the faintest hint of anyone else? No signal, no ruins, no unmistakable footprint in the dark. So we move on.
Too early. Maybe we're not rare. Maybe we're just early. Maybe the galaxy is like a party, and we've shown up an hour too soon. Everything is set up, the lights are on, but nobody's there yet. It's a tempting idea because it's kind. It tells us, don't panic. You're not alone. You're just first. And sure, maybe complexity takes longer than we assume. Maybe the universe needed time to forge heavy elements. Maybe planets need long stretches of calm before intelligence gets a real chance. But there's a catch. This explanation doesn't solve the silence. It postpones it. Because early in cosmic time doesn't mean a little bit. It can mean unimaginably long. And if that's true, we should still expect something. A sign, a relic, an anomaly.
And since we don't see that, many people slide into a third explanation, less comforting, but terrifyingly coherent.
The dark ocean. Imagine the universe as an ocean, not empty, just dark. And you're not alone. You just can't see who else is there. If you shout, "Hello," into a black sea, you're also saying, "I'm here." But who hears you? A friend? A predator? Something that isn't good or evil, just so far ahead of you that you're not even a rival. You're plankton. That's why silence could be strategy. Not because everyone is malicious, but because you only have to be wrong once. Right now, we debate sending deliberate messages, like firing a flare into the night sky. The question isn't, will someone answer? The question is, who notices you first? And what do they want? Maybe the universe isn't empty. Maybe it's disciplined.
And then there's one uncomfortable thought you can't unthink. If staying quiet is the smart move, what happened to the ones who couldn't? And that leads to the filter.
The Great Filter. The Great Filter idea is brutal because it's so calm. Maybe civilizations appear all the time. Maybe the universe is full of beginnings. But almost none of them go far. Not because aliens wipe them out, but because there are hurdles most can't clear. Technology that grows faster than wisdom. Risks that start small, then become irreversible. Problems that aren't dramatic, just reliable. And here's the most dangerous sentence in this whole documentary. The filter might be behind us, or it might be in front of us. If it's behind us, we're the exception. The silence is almost a compliment. You were rare. You made it through. But if the filter is ahead of us, then the silence isn't a mystery anymore. It's a pattern. Then the universe isn't empty. It's short-lived. And nobody survives long enough to become visible. And that's when the question, should we transmit, changes. Because transmit doesn't sound brave anymore. It sounds premature.
Because if you don't know which explanation is true, you have to ask, what's the smartest decision under uncertainty?
Silence as a mirror.
The honest answer is simple. We don't know. Rare, early, quiet, filtered. 4 explanations. And 2 of them matter more than we'd like. Because they're not abstract.
They're active. They stay silent. Or they don't last. If you don't know who's listening in a dark forest, Is firing a flare courage or a mistake? Transmit or stay quiet? The last quiet question. Maybe the silence isn't emptiness. Maybe it's a rule. In a quiet universe, every voice is a risk. And if someone is out there, not searching, but listening, then the most important question isn't where are the others? It's what kind of universe are we speaking into?
If you've made it this far and you enjoyed the video, check out the other episodes in our Cosmic Fate series and keep going with the video in the bottom left.